Well, West Ham Minds channel, it's Jazz. I'm not going to go into the usuals. I'm not going to say hope everyone's well or all that kind of bollocks. I'm just going to wait for you guys to join the chat and we'll get into it. Obviously, yes, just finished West Ham United nil, Arsenal 6. God, I haven't not used to saying things like that, but very used to performance like that, by the way. But not used to saying West Ham United nil, Arsenal 6, Arsenal sexy 6. Fucking hell, mate. Whatever that is. Yep. The Gooners, the Gunners, they have smashed the hammers, smashed the irons today. And it was a result and a performance that was waiting to happen. And I'm shocked why it hasn't happened before. I keep telling you guys all the years, especially someone like me who's followed football, some of the ways David Moyes sets up, some of the baffling things he does, not buying any strikers. If you look at that lineup, if I look at the stats right, it looks like there's one shot on goal from West Ham, I think. One shot on goal from us. And you look at that lineup today, you look at that setup today, there's about, was it 4 fullbacks in the team? And then you got 2, 3, 4 perhaps CDMs in there. You got a winger who's fucking up front. Okay, that can only happen if a manager, unluckily got a lot of injuries. You understood that. This manager's been in charge for a lot of transfer windows. He's probably already one of the longest serving because, if you're in the job 4 or 5 years, whatever, 3, 4 years, you're already one of the longest serving in the league, right? So no excuses. And what makes it worse, we have a laugh at Arteta and things like that. You've seen where they are. I saw the Tottenham game yesterday and my God, was I jealous. My God, what a great game to watch, the way this set up. They finished the game with like so many attacking people on the pitch and they won 2-1. And I can't remember how long, I can't even remember last time I saw West Ham or a manager be brave like that and have options on the bench and one-touch football, quick football, attractive football. Anyone who watched that and all those fans that were there till the end, listen, it's all good what you've done. I ain't got, listen, I hold my hands up. You guys must really hate it at home. You must hate your partners at home. You don't want to be at home. You got nothing to do else in your life, mate. You're sitting there. I applaud you for your loyalty, the way you sang through the game. Hats off, but I don't know how you've done that. I would have gone after 10, 15, 20 minutes, mate. I ain't got fucking time for that. And it has been depressing me. It's been depressing you guys. I'm usually a guy who never gets depressed about anything in life. Pretty jovial, pretty funny guy. But this thing under Moyes has just done my head in. And yes, I gave him the benefit and doubt in December. Of course I did. I'm a human being. I thought, bloody hell, how the hell's he doing it? I'm not enjoying it. It's shit. But somehow he's doing it. But finally, everyone, I think the shit's hit the fan with the West Ham United players. And they've just had enough. And I used to tell you guys, how come he hasn't lost the dressing room? How come Bowen just keeps running into empty channels with nothing up there? I felt so sorry for Bowen. I mean, both the Arsenal centre-backs were smashing him to bits. Kudos really not much involved in the game, didn't have anything to do. And yes, you looked at the setup, and you look at Cornet today, mate. If I was him, I would go missing, mate. I'll go to the doctor, psychiatrist. I'll write a letter out saying I'm not fit for work for a year. So if Cornet's there at the bench next game, that's a remarkable calmness the chap's kind of showing. For me, listen, I don't care what kind of mental state Cornet's in, or whether he's not good enough anymore, or he doesn't run back anymore. But if he's on the bench, for me, he's ready to play. If he wasn't in the squad, he wasn't on the bench, then Cornet's not good enough. If Cornet's on the bench and he has to sit through that, and you put a player through that, you mentally have finished him off. Absolutely finished him off. And I kept telling you, look at the coaches West Ham have got. God bless Nolan, great captain. Loved him when he brought us back. But the guy just looks like he's been out on the lash with me every game. I don't think he could motivate anyone. I don't know any of the other coaching staff there. And you know how big London derbies are for West Ham. And I know we've beaten them twice this season. But it's the performance. It's the ambition. It's the setting up. 4 fullbacks, ladies and gentlemen. 2 centre-backs, ladies and gentlemen. 3 central, these fucking, what do you call them, CDM bollocks, right? That's, apart from Bowen and Kudos, that's more or less, that's it. You got your Kudos and Bowen who are wingers. That's your attacking people. And despite that, you've lost 6-0. You can't mark anyone. That first goal's embarrassing, right? I'm not going to go for each and every goal. You guys are going to get bored. But generally, the marking was fucking poor. No one's picking anyone up, right? And yeah, I've had a go at Agard. Zuma got taken off half time, and things like that. But something's not right, is it? Something's not right. A lot of things ain't right. I can't even pick on one thing. You put all those people behind. It's been happening all season. We've been fucking lucky. We've been lucky winning games with 5% possession and them having like 25 shots on goal. It's been kind of embarrassing. Like, yeah, we won. How the hell do we win that? And yeah, we're all getting messages today from people we didn't even hear of. Probably a couple of people who've died in the past. They've given us text messages giving us WhatsApp messages from the grave. Rest in peace. Yeah, it all pisses you off. But that's why a lot of the West Ham fans have been telling other channels, other clubs, like, I went on the Spurs channel and told you guys, I don't know what's going on. We won the trophy, I get it, but you've let another window go. And are you telling me that someone like Brozier wouldn't have made any difference? And David Moyes said, I think he's gone down a notch in form since I started looking at him. Fuck, and Brozier. So Brozier couldn't get in that team up front. Is that what you're telling me? And you'd rather play Johnson as a wing back and all those things. They're all shit. Kofal had a shit game. Emerson was... There was a load of bollocks, right? No one can mark anyone. There's no marking. And that's what I mean. Forget about, defensively we're organised, solid, fit, we're meant to be. We're not. And I don't know what kind of bomb Calvin Phillips has walked into. It's absolutely frightening. It's shocking. And I told you I used to have 3 season tickets. I don't go anymore. I go once a month. And even that's stretching to 6 weeks now. I went to the Bristol City last game and that was like, Jesus Christ, wasn't much going on there. Got bullied out the game in the replay and... It is absolutely shocking. And yeah, Rice got a good goal. That was coming, I think. That goal from Rice was coming. He's been trying it in a couple of games and things like that. But let's go straight into the chat and see what's going on. Yep, Dale, hope you're doing good, my man. Absolute muppet, mate. Absolute muppet. You say that, John, but Sullivan ain't going to do it, mate. He's going to be slow death of all of us. Potter will probably come in. I don't know nothing about him, mate. Apart from that, I don't think there's that much exciting that Sullivan will do. He's not going to pluck the next amazing manager that he's scouted for a year, 2 years, mate. We don't have a list. We just go look at someone who ain't got a job. Potter's up there, isn't he, mate? But it's been a slow death, mate. It's been a slow death, and I'm just surprised. Like I told you, I was surprised Bowen signed that contract. What fucking project was this under Moyes? I don't understand. You got Tim Stuyton, you got Liverpool ringing up every day. I'm surprised he fucking going to be here beyond the summer with his setup, is he? I'm shocked, right? I want to see that interview where David Moyes is going to say, we've been good most of the season. Everyone has an off day. I thought before 0-0 we were the better team. Mate, you got... Enough is enough, like you said, mate. There's been a lot of them, mate. There's been a lot. And the few wins, well... Quite a good wins that we got. Has been very, very lucky, John. Very, very lucky, mate. It was going to happen, Cosmos. Hope you're doing good. I think it was going to happen. I bloody even my chair's collapsed, mate. Yeah. That was going to happen, mate. And yeah, what could go wrong went wrong today, mate. It was coming, mate. It was coming deep down. This was going to come. And I'm so surprised it hasn't happened before. I mean, I know you know Fulham 5-0, I get that, but this has kind of properly hit the headlines and why it hasn't happened more often for me. How the hell are we 7th or 8th? We've got no striker for a long time now. We've got no real outlet. You can't blame it on Paqueta being out of the game in a squad of 22, 23, 24, 25. Are you saying you've got one kind of a attacking player who can set things up in the whole squad? Are you telling me after 9, 10, 11 transfer windows, all you could do as a manager is buy a whole team full of CDMs and fullbacks? He's gone mad. Moyes has fucking gone mad, and we're mad following him. And whoever hired him, he's fucking the worst pillock anyway. He's kind of King Kermit the Frog, isn't he? You got Kermit the Muppet, Kermit the Frog Moyes. You got the King Kermit, flipping Sullivan. When we gone mad following these two, we have fucking gone mad as well, mate. Absolutely mad. Moyes should have gone in the summer, on a high, head held high, respectable. Thank you, we Scotsmen. Go and fuck off now, mate. But nah, got no young ownership, no exciting people at the ground. And even oh yeah, we got a ground 50, 60,000. We paid no rent. Our revenue figures are falling alarmingly behind Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, which they were going to anyway. Right, we're financial fair play is going to get tighter and stronger. It's going to be hard for West Ham to spend a lot of money because our revenue, our match day revenue, is fucking shit. You know, it's just bollocks off the field. It's bollocks on the field. It's not going to be special anymore having a stadium with 60,000 fans. So many clubs in the Premier League are going to have similar tendencies, so that's going to go out the window. So the charm of having a big ground, the speciality of having a big ground, that's why we moved from Upton Park. That ain't going to mean nothing. I think I saw footage of Everton's ground. Man United are planning something big with the new shareholder that's coming over there. Arsenal's kind of matching us. Tottenham way ahead of us. More than half the league are going to have the same grounds as us, but the difference is going to be they own their own grounds. They've got proper corporate boxes, proper corporate sponsorship deals. That's where it makes a difference, and that will allow you to spend more and more money, really. I gave him the benefit of the doubt to see, let's see what happens in the transfer window. So I said, I give him the benefit of the doubt. If he can go in the transfer window, we have a good transfer window, he buys a striker, he plays better football and keeps it pretty compact and good at the back. That's what I said, watch the channel. But that benefit of the doubt was subject to those two conditions, and he's fucking not done anything, Smith. Not done anything, mate. I think we've had a fucking shit window. We've got rid of... I know Ben Rama, I wasn't happy with him. And for now, for one reason or another, nothing was really happening for him. But the worst crime, you know, is they've gone and we've got nothing. You know, if the bench was really bad before, we haven't even got a bench now. And at half time, you've seen the changes. You know, a centre-back came on, you know, Mavropanos, and then the CDM. And what does that say? Even if we wanted to score a goal and we chase it... We didn't have anyone. He ain't going to play Mbeumo. He ain't going to play Cornet, you know. And he refuses to go out in the market and buy anyone. I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. I get it. But then, because we're human beings, we naturally West Ham fans. We've got passion in us, claret and blue blood. You just got to say it sometimes, but it hurts you. I think, yeah, definitely, mate. And you guys will probably get even more wound up by any, you know, Arsenal fans in the friend circle, family circle, and stuff like that, mate. Banerjee, how you doing, Soham Banerjee? Hope you're doing good. That's a Bengali name, isn't it, Banerjee? I recognise that. Hope you're doing good. First time chat on the channel. I don't think we ever turn up, Wazim. I don't think we ever turn up, mate. I think we turn up just to fucking pack the defence, play on the wing. You got to have more than one trick up your sleeve. You've got to have one more formation in you. You can't keep doing it over and over again. I'm just shocked how this has not happened more often, and why the players, like I keep saying, why these professional footballers, they love football, they played as kids to score goals, set things up, but you join West Ham and the first thing Moyes tells you is how can you defend, don't go across halfway line a lot. Protect the fullbacks. We had 4 fullbacks today. He was letting 6 goals. Could have been a lot more. So something is definitely wrong where it's falling apart at the back. There's nothing to fall apart front anyway because there's nothing there. And Bowen again just shows you, you know, what a good lad he is. He just kept chasing the lost causes, mate. That boy, I don't know what he's made out of. He's a better person than me, mate. I would have fucking walked off and gone home, mate. You know, there ain't no formation, is there, mate? 2 taxis, mate, in case one breaks down and the Uber don't come round, mate. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, like you said, John, I'm so shocked how people were still there. And I was just saying, either you don't like being at home, either the missus is going to give you grief, or the kids are going to do your head in, or the dog's going to say, take me out for a walk. It must be so bad at home how you sat through that. But again, hats off to the fans who stayed at the end and sang a little bit and there and there, you know, well done. You're better people than me, mate. You know me, Jazz would have been fucking... I used to throw a lot of wobblies at the ground. I would have been gone, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, we Apache, we're never... The ownership is never that dynamic. You know, we have a go at Daniel Levy at Spurs, at least, you know, with the guy who's a manager at Nottingham Forest now, Nunes, at least they were brave to realise after 9-10 games we fucked up here now, and they got rid of him and they paid him up. So Daniel Levy, he does a lot, you know, he does a lot. He's kind of good like that. But the problem is, when he's wrong, he kind of says seriously that, yeah, let's just change it. That's a brave person who does that, and I don't think we're like that, mate. I know. From the outside, people are kind of thinking, you must go now. Surely he's going to resign. Surely he's going to go. It just doesn't happen under this current ownership. Yeah, how we because listen, the window's just ended. Why didn't he buy any striker? You can't continue playing like this. You're gonna get done. The stats, corner. How many corners did Arsenal get in the first half? And I was like, just before they scored, I said to my son, they're gonna score. You just cannot. You cannot keep doing this. All it takes is a ricochet, a deflection, and that's how most of the goals happen. Because yeah, you don't get much room in the Premier League, and it's actually worse than when I saw it in the replay. I think Soucek was kind of in no man's land, and then he had Alvarez and Emerson next to Gabriel, was it, who scored, and Saliba, the other guy, and yeah, no one's marking no one up, no one's in a good position, and that's it. It's absolute joke, absolute joke. Yep, yeah, absolutely, mate. Stephen, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I know, but you'd be surprised. It probably is going to run till the end of the kind of the season. We're probably eighth now, are we? Slowly going down and down. The league is so poor in the middle. We're probably going to be able to hang in there 10th, I think, and the board will carry on because they'll think we're not really in danger of going down, which I don't think we are. Like we got Forest next, we'd probably pick up something in that game. I'm assuming. You never know. So really, it's a slow death, isn't it? But what will really shock the owners will be, I'm hearing a lot about season ticket holders who don't want to renew anymore. The cost of living crisis and travelling to games ain't easy and things like that, and you want to be entertained after having a hard week. So it's not really on, and that's the only thing that shake them up. And I'm not encouraging people to sort of do some demonstrations at the ground or in and around. It's up to you guys. I'm not saying do it, but that's kind of the only thing the owners kind of get worried about. It's when the gun is kind of aimed at Sullivan is when he really gets nervous, stops going to the matches. He hasn't got David Gold to lean on anymore. He's kind of there. The kids have kind of backed off as well, surprisingly. So I saw him. He was at the ground, Sullivan. He looked like half asleep, but that's the only thing that scares him is if the kind of the fans' anger turns away from Moyes towards Sullivan, that's when he'll get a little bit of, I've got to do something now. For a long while, it hasn't. He has spent money, Sullivan, I've got to be honest, but you've got to realise that the manager is just, he's kind of peaked in the summer, and that was the best he was going to get under him, and he's not really going to do anything more than that, or kind of steer us in the direction Tottenham are going, as an example, with good football, exciting football, and things like that. That even if you lose, you can applaud the team off. That's what it's about. That's the West Ham's culture and history. And I don't think David Moyes, like Sam Allardyce, I don't think he's quite understood West Ham's tradition. I mean, Bilic got it. Alan Pardew got it. Radnat was kind of already part of it. He knew what's going on. Billy Bonds, obviously. That's what's key with West Ham. Okay, we haven't won a lot of things. We understand that. And of course we want to win more than we lose. Of course we want to do that. But we've got to do it in the right way. And these managers kind of turned their nose up at West Ham, thinking, I don't think there's much. Even I didn't see the interview before the game, but I heard that the interview he wasn't that kind of sort of giving heart to the fans. You're just saying things like it's not easy against Arsenal. Anything we get will be lucky, will be hard, and already kind of caving in, that kind of thing, and saying like, for a club like West Ham, what more do they want? Alan Smith was commentating. He's very, very annoying, as he always is. The referee again, yeah, I know. I'm listen. We've lost the game, but the referee didn't give us anything in the first half. But after that, it all fell apart anyway. Yeah, it's not even football, is it, Desert, mate? It's not even football. It's not even entertainment. It's just a very, very sad day out. If you've taken very, very young children with them, they're going to be scarred, because children want to see goals. They want the new goal heroes of tomorrow. They want to follow a striker like I did with Makaveni Cotti. If I was 12 years old today, I don't know what I would do. I know Bowen's a great player, but you want to see goals. That's your heroes, isn't it? If you no goals, kids are going to get bored. They're going to start yawning. They want to go home. It's not good. It's not good. And the Rice scores, the kids are going to go even more bad. Oh, I remember that, Colin. 2 goals in injury time, wasn't it, mate? We have stolen a lot of points. We have lost it. And this is what I always call the business end of the season, isn't it? Is when you need to revamp the squad, you need to refresh it, you need to remotivate them, because you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And again, I'm shocked how in the whole world, window after window, we just overlook a striker. And we've let Ben Berrington Diaz just go free transfer, half a handy player, plays on that left side, plays up front, scored 2 in 2 at the beginning, didn't play in the last game, don't know what's up with him. Broja, Chelsea gave Broja to Fulham. It's kind of 1-2 million fee at the most. There's no compulsory thing to buy him at the end, helping in the wages. What more do you want? And you let that kind of deal go. So I am completely shocked. It's a weird league. Yep, it's a weird league, Mr. Banerjee, I think. Yeah, or Mrs. Banerjee, is it? Mr. Sorry, I've just seen your pictures. Yeah, it is that kind of league where the top 4 are running away with it. Then you've got a mini 5 and 6, and then from kind of 7th, 8th all the way till 12th, there's not much in it. I mean, you've got teams like Bournemouth are in there. Brighton's kind of in there, hanging in there. You got Newcastle, who obviously lost like so many players. We're lucky we haven't had that many injuries. That shows you how shit our squad is. Up until Antonio was injured, we had everyone fit, and we were still up and down a little bit in our minds while we were playing like this. And now we've lost, about 2. Just look at Newcastle. They've lost like a whole team, and they're still trying to give it, play well and kind of give it more to the fans and play for a purpose, really. Arsenal, a long time I haven't seen you, mate. Hope you're doing all right, you cheeky bugger. So we're equal now, 1-1. But listen, even for you, I think you're going to finish 3rd, aren't you? So whether that's big enough for you guys or Arteta, I'm not sure. But I hope you're doing good, mate. Was it 3 million? It's all right, isn't it? 3? It's right. Was it 3? Not bad, not bad. I mean, we needed we needed people to come in to replace Ben Rama, Fornals, injured Antonio, who I don't regard as a striker. And it's just going to be, let's see what's the next home game then. Let's have a look. I mean, when we look at the kind of the form, I mean, standings, like you guys said, where are we? Right, we're 8th. So Brighton are 1 point behind. Wolves are 3 points behind. Chelsea got game in hand. They're 5 behind. And in terms of the fixtures, let's have a look. So fixtures coming up for West Ham, everyone. Got Nottingham Forest away. Got Brentford at home. Oh my God. Right. So Brentford are just as bad as Brighton in terms of we find it very, very hard. I think Brentford have beaten us 3-4 times out of the last 5 games. Tony's back. So if you want to see a striker, you can. I mean, Arsenal don't really have a striker, to be fair. But you've seen what they did, how bad we were. But when you see a striker in the opposition, it makes you feel even worse because you can see the DNA in the striker. You can see what it's about, the thinking, the positioning, the kind of reading of the game, the finishing, which we haven't seen. We haven't seen for a long time, really. And like I said, it's equal worse not having a striker, but for people like Bowen and kind of Paqueta and then obviously Kudos, they feed off a striker. That's what they're there for. They're there to create. And if you've got no one making those runs down the channels, Arsenal had 5-6 players always in the opposition's box. I've never seen more than 1 or 2 in our box most of the time. It's kind of boring. It's kind of lethargic. It's kind of heartbreaking for the attacking players. They've got no one they can put through because, you don't make the runs. You don't anticipate like a striker. You saw Solanke's goal against us. You know how he did it. He kind of gambled because that's the instinct. That's the money you pay for. You can run all day and you can run down the wings with your heart and pace and stamina and bully your way into the box like Bowen does more often than not. Antonio does. But you need that little bit extra. And you get found out over the whole season. Season's about 19, 38 games, whatever. It's not about where are you in November, which I keep telling people, right? The bigger teams, the bigger squads, the more clever managers. It's that final business end, the kind of late Feb, March, April. That's why the same teams always finish where they do. The same teams always win the tournaments, get into finals. it's about squad management and it's about revitalising everyone, refreshing everyone, taking them out at the right time, putting them in at the right time. David Moyes keeps playing out form players time and time again, time and time again. Doesn't change anything. Same formation, same substitutions, absolute same bollocks all the time. I'm tired watching it. And it's just surprised me why it's taken so long for the players to eventually just, I don't know, put their tools down. Maybe they needed motivation they didn't get. It was the same tactics over and over again. And how much can Boyan do up front? You know, he's kind of physically outdone by the two big centre backs Arsenal have got. They kind of knew what they were doing, and that's it. Yeah, it could be Hugo. I think so, mate. I think so. Forest next. Nah, but David Broja's an option, right? And Broja, before the injury, is a very good player. He's physical. He's one of the few that can play that one up front role that kind of Moyes wants. So there's no harm in a loan until the end of the season to see how it goes. But the worst thing you can do, Dave, is not bring anyone in, mate. And Broja, he knows the Premiership. He's born in the UK. He backs himself, even though, yeah, he's kind of still building himself up. But I'd rather bring him in than no one. Right, and we went down that alleyway with the kind of Osman who went to Brighton in the summer, and then wasted a lot of time on Jota. Yeah, just wasting too much time. And I thought things might be different under Tim, but looks like, not saying it's Tim's fault, because he's probably been dragged in all kind of different directions with Sullivan wanting something else. Now I'm hearing that Sullivan is the one that pulled the plug on the Osman deal, and then you kind of hear that Moyes didn't want anyone. And I always kept telling you guys, you all got to go in the same direction to be successful. You know, if one person is pulling there, the car ain't going to go straight, is it? You know, and you can tell there's very odd things happening, really. Mark Neal, I need some more rum, mate. I think it's the end, Mark. It's the end, mate. It's the end. I mean, striker up front. Yeah, I mean, one or two other things, isn't there? Different formations, better way of playing. But listen, football's a funny game. I've seen funny things happen. We could beat Forest 6-0 next week. And under Moyes, it's been weird how we won a tournament. I don't get it. And how we kept on getting results up until November time. You know, December was good. We beat, Tottenham and, well, Arsenal itself, Man United. But it's got to be the end for me. I can't see ourselves picking up anything, mate. Well done, mate. How you doing, yeah? You all right? Enjoy that. Yeah, but you guys never backed him. And Paul Merson was one of the shitbags who thought we didn't know anything about football. The West Ham fan base is very knowledgeable. But people like Moyes sticking their little... Not Moyes, Merson sticking his nose up saying, I'm not sure about him. And then Neville embarrassingly had to cave in. And then you guys were like, obviously, we don't want... The thing with Arsenal fans is how you guys change week to week is fucking embarrassing. At least West Ham's consistent in our views, right? More often than not. But you guys have no shame where you have a go at a player. We don't want it for 50 million. Why are we even giving him 55? And then he does good. And then you said, we got him on the cheap. So it's just pathetic. I used to respect Arsenal, but the new generation of fans is fucking embarrassing. And you guys are not going to win the league anyway, and you get the sack because he spent like half a fucking billion anyway, didn't he? I don't think we're that proactive, Captain Marvel. We're not that proactive, mate. We're not. We wish we were, but we're not. That's the thing. We're very safe, very lethargic. Bit like Moisey, only make a decision once the contract's fully over, so we don't have to pay any compensation. And then we only look for managers that are out of work, that have been sacked, people like Potter. We're not going to go to another club and pay compensation to get them out. We just don't have that kind of way of doing things. It's just so predictable, mate. Aldi, where have you been, man? No, I didn't. No. Benefit of the doubt's gone, Aldi. Benefit of the doubt's gone. That was given on kind of the understanding that he would do two things for Jazz. One, he would go into the window, buy a striker, buy another kind of an attacking player, play slightly better football, and then keep some of the other things that he loves doing. I'll be fine with that. But his window's gone. Hasn't happened, mate, and we're still barking up the same tree. And for me, that's finally the end, mate. Finally the end. Come on, fucking hell. You can go watch the football, mate. Dill's in the scene. Dill's had his roti. Dill, how you doing, mate? Yeah. I can't tell you when he's going to go, though. I can't tell you when he's going to be sacked. We don't usually sack managers under this owners. So if you look in history, Pellegrini came in. He's looking to retire and go back home, Chile, and he got a surprising phone call. Kirbishley wasn't working at that time, I think. He had some, he left Charlton, I think, doing a few things in England. I can't remember. So I don't think they've ever employed a manager who's been working. Avram Grant wasn't working, I don't think, nor was Zola properly. I don't think we've ever taken. So, yeah, the signs are all there. Signs are all there, mate. No, I wouldn't. I mean, the thing is, there's certain managers who are fit for certain clubs, and they don't necessarily have to be the ones that have won the most trophies. So when you look at Tottenham, tried that, didn't they, mate? Tottenham have got a tradition of playing good football, have some classy players down the years, and they went down the Mourinho route, went down the Conte route, where stats will tell you that Conte and Mourinho were the world's best managers, but it was a complete bad fit. Bad fit for the manager, bad fit for the club. You've got to go for a manager. The top thing you got to look for when you're looking for a manager for West Ham is how do they play football. That's more important than anything, right? The thing with Mourinho, he keeps wanting to recreate that freaky Chelsea team he had. There's never going to be many Drogbas in this world. There's not going to be many John Terrys. There's not going to be many like midfields like Essien and Lampard. It's very hard to recreate, and he keeps on trying to do that. It ain't going to happen, It's a different world. Things have moved on. You've got to go for the younger sort of manager who's motivated to sort of make his name in the world, win things, come to the Premiership, or certainly come to West Ham, things like that. You can't go for Potter. The thing with Potter, I don't really know what his personality is about. I don't know what his game plan is. Nothing really appeals to me or being shouted at me. Brighton's managers don't buy players. They're given sort of players, so they go and coach them. It's a very different model to the way Watford play. I don't know if you guys like that. I like Carrick, what he's doing slowly. I like the little club links. A bit traditional, a bit old fashioned. I like if there's a link to the club. When Bilic came, I was very excited. So I like players who got a bit of a link to West Ham in the past. And I've said many times, I want ex-players to be more involved at West Ham. I want people like sort of Joe Cole to have a job if he wants one. I want even ex-players like Martin Allen to be in the backbench, very knowledgeable people, be more active in the scouts. You need these ex-players as scouts. They've got an eye for a player. I just think the coaching team, you've seen Stuart Pearce, we were doing really, really well. All the coaches have gone. No one stays with David Moyes more than a year. That's telling you something's not right, And we've heard one or two brave enough, like Warburton, to say he doesn't listen to anyone. We don't know why we're there. He's just very stubborn in his ways. It's all those things. But yeah, in a manager, you've got to look at a philosophy that fits us. I think some clubs don't care the way they play. They're fine as long as they're winning. Stoke Cities and people like that. They're fine with it. Sheffield United's. Every club's different, so that's got to be the top of our list, and the gut instinct, and you've got to have the ability to scout a new manager. You've got to do it, but we don't do it. We'll only go for people that everyone's heard of, and they're not that young because they've been around the block. There's no surprises in who we go for, That's where I give kudos and respect to Brighton and Brentford. They pull out managers we don't even know who the fuck they are, and within a year, all the big clubs want them, and they don't care. It's a conveyor belt. They go and take our manager if you want. Next one's ready in the pipeline, And that goes for the playing staff as well. I think Liverpool have stolen half of Brentford's backroom team, but they're building up again. That's what we got to do to replicate things, really. Hey, how you doing, matey? Yeah, definitely. We're not really surprised, are we, with the substitution? But then again, this is the squad he's made. This is the formation he always plays. This is the bench. It's his bench. It's his players. Like I keep saying, he's not a manager who's come in the summer and we're saying, oh, give him time. They're not his players. He's been here 8, 9, 10 transfer windows, everyone. And you can see it's a very, very topsy-turvy squad that's kind of got a lot of CDMs in there, got a lot of fullbacks in there, Got a lot of centre backs in there. None of them can defend. It's probably the second oldest squad in the league. He's failed to address that, and then he goes and gets 28-year-old Phillips on loan. He buys 29, 30-year-old Ward-Prowse. It's just not the way to do things. And you look at Spurs down the road. The managers just about had 2 windows. When the January window opened, Spurs had Werner in there and the centre-back on the first day. You guys might laugh at Werner. I think he's come back a little bit better. He's slotted in straight away. He hasn't missed a game. He holds onto the ball really well. He's very, very intelligent. Of course, he's got issues scoring. Of course, he has. But whether that's good or not, he hasn't taken too many shots this time. He makes sure he gives it to someone else. But with the Spurs manager, like all managers, he's got a great philosophy of playing football. And so quickly, he's put that into the players. And everyone who comes in to join Spurs, you can tell, oh yeah, I know why Spurs got that player. He's got pace, he's got stamina, he's quick. He can interchange in that 3 up front that they play with 1 striker. It's a model. It's a model that works. We often go into the transfer window, even with Phillips, to be fair. I mean, nothing individually against him. Great player, England regular. But still some people are scratching their heads. Why do we buy him? Like, we've quite overpacked in that CDM area. So the transfer windows under David Moyes have never made any sense. And often than not, buying really old players. And it just doesn't work, We got no width. The old wingers. I know the old wingers have died down, but you still need width. You need younger fullbacks. Emerson's probably 30, touching 30. I think Kafal is well over 30, 31 at least. Zuma's hitting 28, 29. I was very surprised to hear that Aguerd will be 29 next birthday, everyone. Antonio comes back, he's 33. Ward-Prowse we're talking about is 29. It's not good. And he's wasted all the windows. So I know it's a cliche, but the new manager who comes in, he's going to have a lot to do. Right. Yeah, mate, even he's given up probably, mate. Even he's given up. You sound like Moisey, matey. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, really appreciate what he done for us. Scored a number of goals, was captain, brought us back. But as a coach, I'm not sure. Not sure, mate. Not sure. Oh, mate. But in conclusion, I think we're probably going to close off now. But in conclusion, it's very dangerous because we all love West Ham. We lost today. We got thrashed today. And deep down, I think the fans want anything to happen that makes Moyes out. I think they want to, whatever it takes, I mean to say. And if that means we get thrashed again next game or we lose, I shouldn't be saying it, but the fans just want anything to happen that makes the board get rid of Moyes. But I think they're very stubborn. I can't see us dropping out the top 10 anytime soon. It's just that kind of league, and I think that's enough for the board till the summer. What is really bad for obviously us in the chat, people running the channels, more for people who are paying to go. It's going to be slow death, and we're still in Europa. Atmosphere's already been going down than normal anyway, and obviously there's stories about the ground, isn't it, with the danger of the landlord becoming bankrupt, us becoming homeless, or things like that. And there's a lot of upheaval and unrest around the club anyway. And you just wonder with people like Kudos, Paqueta and Bowen. There's a story someone came in for Bowen in January with a cheeky 50 million bid. There's a lot of things to think about, and a lot of things for the new manager when he comes in to do. I don't think David Moyes is going to go. And I can't see us losing 4 or 5 in a row to make that happen. Because what these players have tended to do, everyone, he could have gone last year. Because I think there was one game, I don't know if it was Everton or someone. If they'd lost, he would have gone, and the players won that game. so the players win the game that if they lose, he's going to go. So I don't know. I can't see him going, and I can't see the board being that proactive. They got someone lined up, and at the same time, to be fair to the board, I don't think clubs easily let go unless you pay them heavy compensation. and the manager wants that project. Are you able to sell that project to them? Tim Steidten's future's still up in the air, as far as I know. I know he's brought his brother along into the backroom team, but I think that still needs to be clarified until Liverpool get their new sporting director in the summer. Yeah, yep. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yep. Yep, I told you we spent good money. That's why I can't have a go at Sullivan for that. He has backed him, but when you look at the squad, it's just a lot of issues there. A lot of issues there. It's equally about not the right recruitment in terms of up front and creativity players, but also about bringing youngsters in, and and a lot more about the bench not being used. They're your players. You fucking bought them in. And you're not playing them. Why they're still at the club? They're earning money. It's expensive, wages and things like that. It's a lot of things. Not some of the youth are not really coming through, you know. And yeah, I mean, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Rossi boy. I'm not going to mention any channels, but what some do, they sit on the fence. So you watch the show, and at the end of the show, I don't watch any other channels like when I used to. It used to be a case of I've just heard that show. What did that person actually say? What was it? Did he say left, right? In the end, they don't say anything. They talk about what's happened, and then they go, could be this, could be that, and then they close the show. They're never quite strong enough to put their opinion across because they're kind of afraid of upsetting the viewers, someone ever to go at them, so they just sit on the fence. But that's fine. Listen, everyone's got a different style. I find it quite hard to pretend. I just kind of say what it is and back my reasons, but at the same time, always respect your views. If your views are different, that's fine. That's fine with me. Everyone's got an opinion, but I just kind of raw. I just say it the way it is. I can't just, I just say it the way it is. I can't be politically correct or just end up not saying anything. I'm not a politician, but yeah, but that makes the different channels what they are. But I'm gonna call it quits now. And then again, like I said, it's good to kind of sleep on it, think about it, watch the David Moyes interview, and I will be back with another show. It might be looking at one mixture of things, of interviews after the game, look at the feedback from the pundits a little bit, even though they talk a lot of shit, see what you guys are thinking as well, and probably come back with a show maybe early tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do one this evening. It's kind of taking the energy out of me, isn't it? Saturday's a day off. Sunday evening, sorry. Let's enjoy it, I think, and just switch off. Put a nice film on. Just do something else, really. Just I want to think about West Ham at the moment, and then I'll definitely do a show tomorrow, and then see if any of the other lads want to come on with me or not, and same with you guys. So have a good Sunday. Switch off from West Ham. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at the moment. And then we'll come back refreshed tomorrow, I think. So that's it from me. So you guys, yeah, have a good Sunday. Switch off from West Ham United. Yeah, it is what it is. Not surprising. And let's see if there are any more interesting comments from the board, or are they going to have a meeting with him next couple of days? Are the players saying anything interesting, like they're pissed off or something like that? Because in the past, some players have been upset about the way we've been set up defensively. I think Rice was one of them. One of the games against the top teams where we were just told to sit back and, yeah, waiting to get thrashed, and it's happened. So yeah, we'll catch up tomorrow, everyone. You guys have a good evening, and thanks for tuning in. Take care.